Number one down in the stream says, Forsen, what would you want to be if you weren't a streamer? And what's your favorite emote?
I cannot believe you. Are you saying that
A hobo? No. Streaming made me a hobo.
We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
We're only getting started.
Hard to say. I mean, my education was real estate finance before I dropped out and started streaming. So I guess that's what I wanted to be. That doesn't say much, but it's such a broad area. I don't know, dude. Anything in finance related. I don't know. Maybe I would be like a trader. Prove himself into having his own fucking fund or something. I don't know. I would just be successful no matter what, pretty much. Pretty much. Just how I am. God gamer at the game of life. Why is this so annoying? Like, can you fix your fucking... This is an early access release and only contains the first 3 levels. The final game will have hours and hours of branching content and probably fill your SSD. Throughout development, not for broadcast, will receive changes and updates to the graphics, footage, music, UI, and mechanics. So basically everything. If you have feedback, we'd love to hear from you. Okay, we also accept bribes. Let's... Wait.
We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
I'm getting absolute cancer. Subtitles, alright. Graphics. Sure. Yep, seems good. Alright. Huh? Enter game name. Fuck, dude, that was annoying. They have to fix that. Alright, so what is this shit?
Welcome to Uganda.
Hi David, I have a call for you. I'm just putting it through. Alright mate, Dave here. Listen, I know you've only come in to clean up the place, but I've got a bit caught up, so you're gonna have to run the news tonight. Now don't worry, it's not hard and I'm gonna stay on the phone and help you. First, I'm gonna give you a quick tour of the broadcast room, so if you're not doing it already, look forwards towards all those screens. Right, look up at the top. That coloured bar is your audience. You want to keep the viewers going up and not down.
Oh, okay.
Underneath that, you've got the screens. The one on the right is the broadcast screen. That's what the viewers are seeing at home. It's only a couple of seconds behind the master screen there in the middle. That's the one you control. Now, the 4 small screens on the left show the different signals coming from the studio, and you can choose between them using the numbered buttons on the vision mixer at the bottom left.
Okay.
Don't worry, I'll talk you through it and you'll pick it up in no time. Now, have a look to your left. These plugs control everything in the studio. I've left them set up for you, so provided you haven't fiddled with them, all you have to do now is throw the master trip switch and we're in business. Once you've got the power on, face the front again. You can see on the broadcast screen that we're in the end titles for the show before us. Fortunately, they go on for fucking ages, so there's plenty of time for me to explain. Oh, right, okay, they're over, so we haven't got long now till the broadcast. Right, quickly, mate, look down under the desk. You can see a load of videotapes on the left. They're your adverts. Pick any 3 and load them into the machines on the right. When you've done that, look up to the front again.
Exercise with ham sleeves. Crazy Neil. Come to Bumley.
Right, won't be long now out till the signal starts coming through from the station. Stay on your toes. All the bigwigs are in tonight because of the election, so we better not make any mistakes. When you get the signal, select screen 1 with the vision mixer and we're ready to go.
Prawn and mayonnaise?
You know seafood makes me go out in pustules.
Yeah, thought it might increase our viewing figures.
Every day. You offer me prawns every day.
10 seconds, everybody. That's how I show love.
You're trying to kill me.
And yet you persist. Going 5, 4.
But now, it's time to join Jeremy Donaldson.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main stories tonight.
Okay,
Moving
we're
on
all
up.
good.
The election
Next
win
is
that
going to be the
Essex
throw to
said
the news
gets pretty
titles on screen 2.
Hopeful or
There'll be a
hostile.
countdown, but I'll count you in as well. Just relax, mate. It's all gravy.
Buys honest Andy's totally independent.
Alright.
And corners the flowered market.
Very
Top
stressful.
10. Sports fans everywhere celebrate as popular footballer Johnny Hamsleys wins Sports Personality of the Year. And a spoonful of sugar. Megan will be chatting with movie star Lawrence Blunderclatch about his new movie, The Medicated. And, of course,
The Medicated.
we'll be going live to Advance headquarters to hear what the leaders of this fledgling
Oh,
party
shit.
have to say on their historic.
Right. Button
That's
2
all coming up on
in
tonight.
3,
National
2,
Nightly News.
1. Lovely, mate. Next thing is to throw back to Jeremy with button 1.
I can do
with
this.
that globe in the middle.
I'm like a
Shrinks
DJ, but
down
I'm actually
and
doing
vanishes.
something. Wait, what? One more time? Oh, I throw it back. Alright.
Here it comes. Switch to screen 1. Now. Lovely, mate.
The votes are in, and it's a decisive win for Advance. The landslide.
Listen, mate, we often get a bit of interference around this time of night, so keep your eye on the machine on the bottom right. You can move that white dot up and down, avoiding the interference using
What
the
the
yellow knob
fuck?
or your scroll wheel.
Of a severe lack of actual policies and of being deliberately vague. The opposition parties have all conceded defeat to Advance's overwhelming mandate, but have yet to appear publicly.
Right, it's going well. All you've got to do now is play the advert at the end of the segment. Make sure you don't play it too early or we'll all get fired. Now the clock at the top is counting you down to the advert. When it reaches 0, press one of the 3 play ad buttons over there at the bottom right. I normally play the first one at the first break and so on, but you can play them in any order you want. I'll count you into it as well, but keep your eye on the clock.
We'll be going
On the
live
what?
to
On the
Advance
clock,
HQ
okay.
To hear the co-leader's acceptance speech.
And 3,
That's all coming
2,
up.
1, advert.
1 minute back, everybody. Jeremy, I need you to fill after the ads.
What? Why?
Wanker Snatch is running late.
Oh,
I thought I'd ask him about the election.
personally, I wouldn't try to confuse him with any big words.
That's the same policy we use with you. I thought that was our little secret. Sorry, he doesn't remember anything I tell him.
I'm deeply uncomfortable with your burgeoning friendship.
Me too.
Yeah.
Wicked. We made it to the first ad break. You're doing
Oh.
great, mate. But
Not
this
bad.
script starts getting a bit trickier. This next sequence is what we call a multicam sequence because you're going to be cutting between multiple cameras to keep things interesting. A lot of it's down to personal taste, but here's 3 good rules of thumb. 1. Try and keep the shot on whoever is doing the talking. 2. Don't stay on the same shot for too long. 10 seconds at the most. So if you're on the person who's talking, try and throw in the odd reaction shot or pull out to the wide shot for a bit just to keep it interesting. 3. Don't stay on reaction shots for too long. A couple of seconds is usually enough. Then the audience will see who's doing the talking, yeah? Stick to these rules and you'll be fine. It's not as complicated as it sounds. You've seen programs on television, haven't you? Make it look like
Sure.
those. Might as well get screen
Don't
one
react for
slated
too
now.
long.
No need to wait for the broadcast to start. Try and stay ahead, mate.
the break. Quiet in the studio.
Thank you so much.
Do I decide
10
who's...
seconds, everybody. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Who?
Welcome back to the National Nightly News.
Who?
Later, we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first
Get
off,
ready to go to Megan on screen 4.
is here with a star
just gonna go with
of
2,
stage
but
and
sure.
screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolfe, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare
Right,
to
go
the
to
Shot
Blunderclatch
films.
on screen 3 when she says his
Joined
name.
today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh, my dear. I do hope you believe me when I tell you that being with you here today is among
Switch to 2 for the wide now.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Right, now just try and stay on whoever's talking.
Your latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The Medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the work, that's Peter Jensen, the director.
Give us a look at Megan's reaction. Lovely. Now back to Thunder Twat.
I've worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And you know what, Megan? I really meant that.
Oh, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that that was the true story of one soldier's fight for
Get back to who's talking.
a love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop 2 Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
That is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you,
What the fuck are you using too?
I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding.
Get on the speaker, mate.
Shut the fuck up!
Suffering for one's
I'm doing
body.
stuff.
I suppose in the end, I do it for the difference it makes. I do it for the people that I inspire. The little people. But most of all, I think I do it for the positive change that I can bring about in the world.
And today, of course, we're in for some real change, it looks like, in the coming few months. What do you make of this historic election result?
Oh, well. Well, now you're asking. Historic election result. Indeed. Historic is the word. Well, it's difficult, isn't it? Very difficult. But, I think I've always been quite clear that when it comes to politics, one should always strive to not fuck things up.
Shit, he swore. Oh, well, don't worry, he won't do it again.
Sorry, I said fuck.
Shit, he did it again. Okay, don't panic. I'll explain how to deal with swearing at the break.
Medicated, which opens next week.
Right, I've swapped the shot of Jeremy on screen 1 for a VT of the movie clip. You'll get a countdown on the screen,
What?
but I'll just let Megan cue you in.
My character, Dr. Lance Hemlock, is faced with a decision that could affect humanity's very survival.
Exciting stuff. Let's take a look. Exciting stuff.
And we're out.
Go to the film clip, screen 1. Watch out for that interference, mate.
Doctor.
I don't understand it.
Cool, looks like Blunderclatch is losing it in the studio. I'd love to hear what he's saying, but don't switch to it now. You can go to the archive when the broadcast's done. We keep everything.
I don't know that.
No, Lance, we mustn't.
We mustn't.
Dr. Lance to you, Miss Flanagan.
The fuck is going on?
Did it for you, baby. All for you.
Dr. Hemlock.
I'm gonna change the world, you know? Don't let listen to you.
Dr. Hemlock.
You told me. I didn't listen.
Doctor.
I'm drowning, Lance, you said.
You need to see this.
Now it's all too late.
Look at this!
The virus.
The sterility. This folder. This is the key.
Stop it all.
At the end of the clip, you'll want to play another ad. Remember to use the clock at the top to count you in.
If we should.
Fuck is this?
Right, I guess I better explain how to deal with bleeping out swear words. As you've probably noticed, the broadcast screen, here, is about 2 seconds behind the master screen, here. When someone says a naughty word, the bleep button lights up, like this. 2 seconds later, you'll hear that swear word going out on the broadcast, and you need to hold down the bleep button or the spacebar on your keyboard for as long as the swear word lasts. It can take a bit of practice getting used to hearing 2 things at once. Just stay calm and you'll get it. And if you can't tell when to bleep, just above the button, you'll literally be able to see the sound scrolling by. All you gotta do is hold it down while the red bit is over the red line. Simple.
Okay.
Of course, if you do it by eye, you'll have to take your eye off the screens. That's why real professionals do it by ear. Most people like to have the volume of the broadcast screen a little bit below the master screen. Let's set it now. As you turn it up, you'll hear the advert getting louder. Good. You're set to start censoring. Like I say, it takes a little practice, but I'll try and help you through it, and soon we'll have you bleeping like a pro. Remember, button lights up, count 1, 2, and hold it down.
You want crazy? We got crazy. Crazy Neil's got crazy.
Remember to select screen 1 now that you've got the feed. Don't wait for the broadcast to go live. That's too late. You can use the number buttons on your keyboard, 1 to 4.
Seriously, had worse.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back.
Whew.
I'm told we can now go live to Advance Headquarters, where the 2 leaders, Peter Clement and Julia Salisbury, are about to make their acceptance address.
Cut to the outside broadcast.
Go for it, Pat.
Get ready to leave.
Thank you all for coming, and, well, where do I start? What a day.
They said we couldn't do it.
They certainly did.
They used every dirty, low-down, lying, southern bastard trick they had against us. But you, the people, you saw right through their shite.
I'm sorry about the language there.
Sorry about that. I've had a couple of celebratory pints. It makes me coarser than a granny's fanny. Coarser than a
Memorably
granny's...
put. But to be honest, who can blame Peter for celebrating? Throughout the campaign, you've heard us say that Advance are not a political party. A party is what you have when things are going well. When the country is suffering, you don't need a party. You need a team. A team that can change things. But today is day 1 of a new future. A better, fairer future. So perhaps we should all be celebrating.
Except for the rich. For them, the party's over. They shouldn't be celebrating. They should be putting their shitting pants on and opening their dusty checkbooks.
Again, colourfully put, but not inaccurate. Before we came out here to address the nation, we used our executive powers to pass the Assets and Wealth Act. Working with the tax office, we have produced a definitive list of every person in the country with wealth into the millions.
You know this. Probably you rather you don't. Because the likes of you and me are not welcome in their gated community.
Tomorrow, we will be introducing a sweeping reform of the tax system in this country. No more hiding wealth offshore, no more trust funds or creative accounting. A simpler, fairer, unavoidable set of tax laws.
So all you bastard public school snobs have got nowhere to hide. Earlier today, we revoked your passport. You want them back? You want to leave like you threatened before the election? That's fine.
I'm switching to 1.
You're gonna pay
Fuck.
us.
Shut the fuck up.
You're gonna pay it back.
Advance are going to turn this country from a nation of warring individuals into a team. To properly fund health and education. To raise the living standards of us all.
The pundits said we'd have to raise billions. But you'll see when we've reclaimed what's ours, that's absolute ferret shite. So to you posh twats.
The people who pay you a pittance to serve them drinks in their private clubs. The people whose children you raise.
So they've got time to get even fucking richer.
Advance have this to say to you.
It ends today.
We are coming for your sports cars and your mansions and your vineyards.
It ends today.
We will put the wealth of this country back where it should have always been. In the hands of the people who created it.
It ends today.
Yes. It ends today. And tomorrow, we'll start making it fair again. Just like we promised we would.
And until then, ladies and gents, I suggest we all get pissed.
I can't argue with that. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your time.
Well, an interesting acceptance speech there from and our apologies for the fruity language. Hopefully we've got that moved up for you in time. If not, someone's going to be in trouble. So, as the country braces itself for new government, that's all from us this evening at the National Nightly News. We'll be back tomorrow with full coverage of the first day under advance. I'm Jeremy Dawson. Have a peaceful
Right, looks like you've got it now. Thanks for all the help, mate. I've got to go. Ferry's about to leave. Probably won't be coming.
Ferry's about to leave.
Same old boring politics then.
Is this some
Lightfoot Sam, Vinny Vegas, modus operandi in the UK.
Who's so lucky?
Can't prepare yet the boys.
Tomorrow night.
Not coming for a drink?
No, got a date.
Lucky you. Try not to get murdered.
Experience a holiday that's simply unlike any other. Come and visit the
Hugo Golden says, when I got my mixologist degree, we were told that anything after triple distilled vodka has no difference unless tasters are added, and therefore the price is bullshit. The only one that had any taste difference is the Crystal Skull vodka. Mixologist? That's an education?
The old market, home of the fairly big cabbage, or
Same in grade B.
Hey, that's a nice hole.
Well, you distracted me with fucking change to 1. Outstanding censoring. Interference free. Editing was just terrible. Editing was just terrible. What do you mean it was terrible? The fuck? Dull editing. What the?
Alright, mate, I've left you a voicemail. I thought you'd end up here. Most people come into the archive room when they're done with a broadcast. That way you can see what you did and how it looked to the public. As you can see, there's 3 sections to the archive. Broadcasts, that's what you've put out. Rushes, which is all the stuff that was on all the screens. And adverts, which is any advert that you've chosen to show. So let's have a look at the broadcasts. Okay, on the left you can see all the broadcasts that you've done. You can also get to hear from the main menu if you don't actually want to do a broadcast, you just want to see some of your past work. Select any of those and click load tape. Why not watch what you just did? When you're done, hit back.
Well, in a few moments, we'll be going live to
This is all
tonight's
the
National
edited
Nightly
stuff.
News. But before that, let's take a look at what's coming up later on tonight on Channel 1. At 7 o'clock, it's the semi-final of the quotation game, and it's a
1,000 bits from
nail-biting
Theo
quiz
the Party.
tonight
He says,
as the
just
team
passed
of
an exam
nuclear
today for
physicists
Kim and
take
Clap.
on 4 old ladies from East Grincham.
Congratulations,
That's
man.
followed at
Those
8
are
p.m.
rough,
by
I
award-winning
remember.
documentary series The Shape of
Good
Now,
shit.
which tonight
Well,
looks at
thank
the
you.
history of the knee-length sock and its importance during the Great
Knee-length
Blackouts of
sock.
1871. Not one to miss. At 9 p.m, sit back and relax with multiple award-winning movie The Freedom of Being Colin.
I'm not watching my
taking us
own
all
VOD.
the way up to
The
11:15, where,
Weed
as
Pirate,
usual,
Chaos
Dr.
Index,
Adrian
and Docino
Atkinson
with gifted
Blimey
sub.
will be
Praise the
grilling
Sun,
his guests
Orca
in
Podbots,
Incisors,
Pigeon, Near Them,
and tonight sees a
Genegin
return for
5.
leading
Thank
economist
you, puss.
Katie Brightman.
I'm not watching my own VOD, dude.
Right, click on rushes and let's have a look at those. Okay, these 4 screens, they're exactly the same as the 4 screens that feed you the studio signal when you're doing the actual news. Of course, the difference here is you can mute any screen you like or any combination of screens and you can have a listen to what was going on behind the scenes. Just select any segment, that's any bit between ad breaks over on the left, and hit play. When you're done checking out the
These aren't
backstage
my cards.
secrets,
Please tell
hit
me
back.
these aren't my cards.
No, they're the right ones, apparently.
But this gives me nothing, Jenny. They must see that.
Oh no, I think they think you won't have anything to say.
Oh, for God's sake, come on. It's a huge day. It's not an...
Absolute bonehead. I don't care, Rob. I'm not doing it. I agreed to do 1 BC interview a day. I made that completely clear when we started. Check my contract.
Hi, I'm Megan.
Oh, piss off. You're on thin bloody ice, Rob. Whole wheat, man. Whole wheat.
We're we're coming back from the break. Quiet in the studio.
Thank you so much.
10 seconds, everybody. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News.
Can you not?
Later we'll be hearing from shock election winners Advance. But first our very own culture reporter Megan Wolf is here with us with stage and screen. Megan?
Thank you, Jeremy. Megan Wolf, culture correspondent. And today I have a guest who starred in everything from Shakespeare to the Shotbot films. I'm very excited to be joined today by none other than Lawrence Blunderclatch. Thank you so much for coming on.
Oh my dear, I do.
What is the point of the mute?
That being
they're the same fucking thing.
One of the greatest joys of my life.
May I say, having you here with us is among ours.
Bless you.
So you've just finished filming your latest movie, which is called The Medicated.
The Medicated, yes.
Wow, what was that like?
Well, as I said to Peter at the Wrap, that's Peter Jensen, the director. Do you know him? He's a wonderful chap. He really is. I've worked with him on several movies, all terribly successful. I said to Peter, what a wild ride this has been. And do you know what, Megan? I really
on the left.
Wow, that is fantastic. And am I right in saying that the character you play in this movie is quite an academic one?
Absolutely right. A scientist.
Was that a challenge at all?
What exactly are you implying? But seriously, yes, you're right. It was a complete departure from my last starring role when I played Sergeant Brock Rockman in Bullet Man. You'll remember that that was the true story of one soldier's fight for a love that surpasses all others. A love, of course, for freedom. I think it's grossed over $1 billion, but honestly, who's counting?
It's a role that saw you scoop
Clearly
2
you.
Best Actor awards, if I remember correctly.
It's so sweet of you to mention it, but I really am not in it for the awards, although those 3 little statues do take pride of place on my mantelpiece.
With all the others, I'm sure. So, if you're not doing it for the awards, what is it then that drives you?
Oh, that is a beautiful question, Megan, and not easy to answer. Like you, I'm afraid. Cut me, and I will bleed. And often, that's how it feels, doesn't it? Doesn't it? Bleeding, giving, suffering.
Is this how you skip forward?
Apparently he's been drinking since lunchtime.
Christ, he's a liability in the best of times.
I know. God help whoever has to bleep this. 10 seconds, everybody.
I mean, a lawyer and a TV personality running the country. Seriously?
We've had worse. 5.
I don't know how to fucking...
3.
You cannot go forward. It's retarded, you cannot skip. I just wanted to see the post-interview thingy. You arrive home to find post on the mat, most being nothing more than the usual junk mail. One letter, however, catches your eye. The team wants to know. The team wants to know you. Curiosity gets the better of you and you open it. It's a form from the new Advance government asking for information on all citizens. First page is filled in already. Alright, well you muse, at least we got the basics right. The rest of the questions are left for you to complete. They appear to be mandatory. Question 1. Upon starting a new job, you would be friendly and introduce yourself to your new co-workers. Be productive and get to work immediately. Ease yourself in and orient yourself with your new workplace. Reminiscence with friends about old jobs. I guess this. A colleague in a different department has confided in you that they've been taking home confidential information. Now a file of minor importance has gone missing. You would help your colleagues cover up their violation. Recommend your colleague reports it. Promise your colleague that you won't tell anyone. Report the violation to your supervisor immediately. Recommend that your colleague reports it. Question 3. An entire department was fired today for consistent underperformance. Your boss has put in place new targets that are significantly higher than the previous ones. You would leave work on time, stay late to ensure you hit the first deadline, leave work early and head to the pub to chat about the changes with colleagues, leave work early and head home to see your family. No, thank you. I guess. Question 3. It's the annual company barbecue and you and your family have been invited. You are looking forward to enjoying a nice day out with friends and family. Are washing your hair that day. Go if you're free but wouldn't mind missing it. Have been practicing with your coworkers and think you'll win the talent contest this year. Question 5. You had a long successful career and are now about to retire. In your speech, you list your achievements and all the good memories you have of working there. Give an honest review of the pros and cons of the company. Focus on issues and challenges you face while working there. Refuse to attend. In your spare time, you like to relax alone, doing things like listening to music or making models. Attend political rallies and stand up for what you believe in. Encourage and support your children with their hobbies. Play in your local sports team. None of them really, but I mean. Question 7. Your ideal holiday getaway would be surrounded by natural beauty, getting away from the strain of the daily grind. Exploring somewhere unfamiliar and discovering new experiences and challenges. A structured day out at a theme park, bursting with thrills and attractions for you and your family. A romantic getaway with your partner to a tropical island paradise. Two, I guess. Question 8. It is most important that the government keeps people safe, free, happy, equal. Happy. Thank you for your cooperation, Advance. Knows your time is valuable and we appreciate your help in leading the nation to a brighter future. Sign your name. A family matter. It's late. Some of the kids have gone to bed. You're just drying up a favorite coffee cup. What? You're just drying up a favorite coffee cup, a worn out souvenir of your first trip together. The print's faded, but the goofy face still makes you smile. A knock at the window brings you back to reality. There in the garden, clutching a gaudy neon green suitcase, is Chris, Sam's sibling. As soon as you let them in, they sit at the kitchen table, visibly stressed. Chris takes a deep breath. What the fuck is this? I'm so sorry for bursting in so late, Alex. Chris stammers, but I need a favor, and you're the only one I can ask. No problem. What's going on? Are you okay? Should I go get Sam? You must have seen all this crazy advanced stuff. The Asset and Wealth Act, they're calling it. Taking people's hard-earned money to fund the lazy. It's bullshit. You've never seen Chris this agitated. What the fuck is this? What am I doing right now? Huh? Fucking communists. I'm not saying the top 1% or whatever don't have stupid money, Chris adds hastily, but they can't afford it. People like me, we're going to lose everything. That's awful, but I'm not sure how I can help. You were always the well-off one in the family. I'm sorry, but taking from the rich to help the poor doesn't sound so bad. Sounds fucking terrible. They're going to take everything, Alex. Everything I spent my life building. I can't let that happen. I need a favor. Chris' eyes find the floor tiles. I need to borrow your passport. My passport? Why? They've taken mine and half the bloody countries, but people always say you and I look so similar. Chris is pacing now. I need to leave before it's too late. Once I'm out, me and my money will be safe. But I need to go now before they freeze my accounts. Please, Alex, I wouldn't ask if I had any other choice. Okay, it's upstairs in the safe. Let me go get it so you can take it. Surely, there's another way. Can't be that serious. Chris' mouth falls open. You're joking, right? I've always done right by you, Sam. You and Sam. I treated your children like they were my own. We're family. Does that mean nothing to you? Alright. You climb the stairs to your bedroom, careful not to wake Sam, who is cocooned in the duvet as usual. You open the wardrobe, unlock the safe and retrieve the password. A sleepy voice breaks the silence. Alex, what's going on? Nothing, sweetheart. Go back to sleep. Chris is downstairs. They're leaving the country and they need my passport to do it. Jesus. You sure? What are you doing in the safe? I'm sure it's nothing. Don't worry about it. I'll be up to bed shortly. Are things really that bad? Apparently, but then they'll be fine if they can leave. Chris can take my passport and get out. According to Chris, but I'm not so sure. I don't know if I really want to give up my passport. This must be tearing Sam apart. Their family has always been close. You know what I would do, Sam says finally? But it's not my passport. I can't ask you to give it up. You're right, I'll do it. Family comes first. I'll be back up in a minute. What the fuck am I... What is this? Okay. You close the safe and head back downstairs to find Chris at the table fidgeting, so they jump up as soon as you enter the kitchen. So you have got it? Yes, here. Good luck with everything. Good luck. Jesus Christ. For the first time, Chris smiles. It's infectious. Thanks, I really appreciate this. I'll get back in touch once I'm safely out of the country. Chris takes the passport and breathes a sigh of relief. He grabs the nigh on a fluorescent suitcase and heads out into the night. You head to bed, hoping you can prise some of the duet away from Sam without waking them. What does this have to do with this? What? Yeah, what?
Let's get set up and get on with it, place so I can get back to my guests. First of all, let's get the power on. You need to get at least the bottom 4 plugs on. Right, let's load up the adverts. You know, load the tapes under the desk, look down.
Yeah,
you might want to have a bit of a think about it. Your decisions have consequences, don't they?
should we play it? Is this toy safe? Fuck it. We're about to find out. Crazy Neil. Go-getters.
Right, you can see they finally got the old headline system up and working again. And the vision mixer's already in headline mode because headlines always come at the start. It's really simple, mate. These 2 buttons at the bottom of the vision mixer, you can see they now have A and B on them. And they're to help you pick image A on the left bottom screen here, or image B on the right bottom screen here. It's
why not
really
3 and
simple.
4?
This little clock here will count down the number of seconds you have to make your decision. Provided you make a decision in that time, you're fine. And you can change your mind as much as you want until the clock reaches 0. But if you don't make any decision, you'll be fired before you even get to make another choice.
Fired?
I just want to say one more thing, mate. The pictures you choose to show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So like with the adverts, choose carefully.
No,
and we're off. Good luck, mate. If I get time, I'll call you back in the next break. Yeah, I'm coming, darling.
Fucking darling said.
Is this Janet who thinks dogs
It's a
have
bit of
their own
escapism
secret language?
with Lawrence
Yeah, the one that
Fletcher's
mistrusts the moon.
acclaimed action movie,
10 seconds,
Bullet
everybody.
Man,
Not the best
taking
source
us up
of
to the
consumer
National Weather
advice, then.
Report and
Don't blame
closed
me
down
when it
at a
explodes.
5:15
Going in
midnight.
5,
But
4,
before all that,
3.
it's time to go over to Jeremy Donaldson for tonight's National Night
Good
News.
evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future may hold with a leading economist and radical free thinker. With the Assets and Wealth Act on the brink of raising living standards for the vast majority of the country, I'll be asking my guests if we're on the way to a new future. Out with the old Remington's fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who, at the tender age of 23, becomes the youngest female CEO in history. Sophia Remington has always impressed. She was top of her class at university and graduated with the highest honours, immediately being asked back to lecture. The markets have responded favourably to Sophia's
What,
appointment.
idiota? Shut the fuck up.
30 points in light of the announcement. In her first press conference this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglebus. Sophia promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Swarsborg-Horgensford have today set off to explore Dante's Taint. The recently discovered cave system was previously thought
Dante's
unreachable,
Taint.
but thanks to a new breakthrough in underwater flower technology, the pair hope to successfully reach the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains. This is, of course, only the latest in a series of successful expeditions for this unlikely pairing. In a joint statement about the dangers their team might face, the pair stated, "We will face the plentiful challenges together like we always have." Playing the field, rumours abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest countries. The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named Sports Personality of the Year last week, as reported by this very programme. Johnny is seen here with socialite and performance artiste Tiffany Lamore, whose recent show, Snatched Inside My Snatch, has kept her firmly in the public eye. Could romance be on the cards for these two budding A-listers? And Griever's bodily charm. With Advance promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective. With more and more powers passing to the police, and less oversight, are we using an Advance-shaped sledgehammer to crack a nut? All that, and Megan Wolf with a group of young actors already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Ah! Wait. What? Why wasn't there an advert there? Wait, what? In Sweden, we have adverts after every news segment. Why did I get fired? How am I supposed to know when the advert is then? Fuck. Fuck.
Choice.
Alright.
I just want to say one more thing, mate. The pictures you choose to show of these people, well, that's how the public is going to perceive them, and that's going to affect their lives. So, like with the adverts, choose carefully.
No,
and we're off. Good luck, mate. If I get time, I'll call you back in the next break. Yeah, I'm coming, darling.
Get one of those. My friend Janet says theirs gets really hot.
Is this Janet who thinks dogs have their own secret language?
Yeah, the one that mistrusts the moon.
10 seconds, everybody.
Not the best source of consumer advice, then.
Don't blame me when it explodes. Going in 5, 4, 3.
Time to go over to Jeremy Donaldson for tonight's National.
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with a leading economist and radical freethinker. With the Assets and Wealth Act on the brink of raising living standards for the vast majority of the country, I'll be asking my guess if we're on the way to a new future. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who, at the tender age of 23, becomes the youngest female CEO in history. Sophia Remington has always impressed.
We're not getting fired now, bitch ass.
And graduated with the
What's up,
highest
Stark
honors.
Sharpie, Fishboy, the Fish, Ense, Mark, Felix the Good, Warriors, Camp, Fast, OW, and Overload. Thank you very much, ladies. Welcome back. 1 year and Ense. This feels okay, man. Feels okay, man.
Sophia announced a children's toy
Thank you.
named Mr. Snugglehouse. Sophia promises it'll be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety. Making a splash. Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Swarsborg and Horgensford have today set off to explore Dante's taint. The recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but thanks to a new breakthrough in underwater flower technology, the pair hope to successfully reach
No
the
fun
imposing
allowed,
central
damn
chasm
right.
and the
I'm not gonna
undiscovered
sit
once
here and get a fucking B
This is, of
because
course,
of your
only the
choices
latest
and then have you
successful
fucking shit on me because I get a B.
In a
Fuck
joint
off,
statement
chat.
about the dangers their team might face, the pair stated, "We will face the plentiful challenges together, like we always have." Playing the field, rumours abound as sporting legend Johnny Hamsleeves is snapped leaving Bush, one of the capital's hottest clubs. The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named Sports Personality of the Year last week, as reported by this very programme. And judging from the angle and velocity of that spray, it looks like Johnny may have been celebrating a little bit too much. I certainly wouldn't want to be his dry cleaner. And grievous bodily charm. With Advance promising a radical new position on crime, how afraid should we actually be? I'll be going live around the country to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system from every perspective. With more and more people saying they're scared to walk the streets alone at night, could this be exactly the right time for Advance's new approach? All that and Megan Wolf with a group of young actors already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act firsthand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National Nightly News.
Oh, fuck.
In the wake of the government,
I was wondering what the fuck is happening.
we're talking
It was this thing right here.
office and what the new
Fuck.
future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, author of Alan James is Right, The Free Man's Guide to Waking Up. Alan, the government certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some of the
We
legislation.
gotta catch up here.
But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no. I think that Advance have realised that the current economic system of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
Here I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan.
It's all in my book. Alan James is right, Jeremy. We're to become the great herd, ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor broken backs. It's all in my book. Alan James is...
Shamelessly self-promoting? Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully. Advance are the most disruptive threat that the world powers have faced since the last Great War.
Yes, Katie's right. War is inevitable.
Thank you, but that isn't
And
what
this
I-
will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking millions of deaths. We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for hypno-brainwashing, we'll be laughing then.
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is dead.
Yes, Advance are radical, and change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90% of the population wealthier, and is on target to produce a permanent end to poverty.
Bollocks! What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy, is that these are the
Bollocks
same
has to be
people.
censored.
Maybe they've rebranded, but it's all a little circus act to keep us from seeing the tyrant behind the curtain.
That's where you're wrong, Alan. For a start, they've mobilised the youth vote like we've never seen before.
You say mobilise, I call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic paedophiles.
But based on the facts, Katie, what are your predictions?
The Assets and Wealth Act is only the first step. Advance now have a historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly funding our public services, they're already funneling unprecedented amounts into scientific research in the arts.
Or, as I call them in my book, Frankenscience and opiates. Like opiates, see?
Can we get back to the issue at hand, please, Alan?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals, they're pumping it full of belief juice.
Don't get me wrong, I want to see these changes, but only if they're sustainable. If Advance lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure, that could be catastrophic.
The catastrophe is that they're succeeding. They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan, what does the future look like to you?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
No, of course. Katie?
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating law and order before Megan meets some beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act. That's all coming up tonight on the National Nightly News.
1 minute back.
You know, I think they might do some good.
I hope so too, Jeremy.
How much you being paid by them then?
Shut the fuck up, Alan. Alan, I can...
What? Why don't I don't get it? What happened? Oh, now they want the fucking ad. Oh, how do I know when they want the fucking ad? Oh my god, dude, I have to do this whole thing again? There's a countdown. Where the fuck is the countdown? No! This, but... Oh, I don't want to do this again.
So like with the adverts, choose carefully.
Ah.
And we're off. Good luck, mate. next break. Yeah, I'm coming, darling.
Get one of those. My friend Janet says theirs gets really hot.
Is this Janet who thinks dogs have their own secret language?
Yeah, the one that mistrusts the moon.
10 seconds, everybody.
Not the best source of consumer advice, then.
Don't blame me when it explodes. Going in 5,
Fuck.
4,
It's
3.
time to go over to Jeremy Donaldson for tonight's National
Good evening, I'm Jeremy Donaldson. Our main headlines tonight. Destination unknown. At the end of Advance's first full week in office, we ask exactly who's leading this charge. Tonight, I'll be discussing what the new future might hold with a leading economist and radical freethinker. With the Assets and Wealth Act on the brink of raising living standards for the vast
Alright,
majority
this
of the
time
country,
for sure.
I'll be asking
Max
my
rating,
guests
alright?
if we're on the way to a new future. Out with the old, Remington's Fist have appointed Sophia Remington as their new CEO. The following photo, taken from our archive, gives us a sense of this influential young firebrand who, at the tender age of 23, becomes the youngest female CEO in history. Sophia Remington has always impressed.
No.
She was top of her class at university. And
I need a little bit
graduated with
of
the highest
safe
honors.
room here in
Immediately
case I
being asked
fuck
for
up
her
somehow.
The markets have responded favourably to Sophia's appointment, with stocks rising 30 points in light of the announcement. In her first press conference this afternoon, Sophia announced a children's toy named Mr. Snugglehouse.
I'm doubting.
Sophia
Big
promised
mistake.
it will be all the rage this Christmas, but concerns have been raised about the product's safety.
Never doubt the third try.
Intrepid scientist Dr. David Wong and marine biologist Ingrid Swarsborgen-Horgensford have today set off to
Swarsborgen-Horgensford.
The recently discovered cave system was previously thought unreachable, but thanks to a new breakthrough in underwater flower technology, the pair hope to successfully reach the imposing central cavern and the undiscovered plant species it contains. This is, of course, only the latest in a series of successful expeditions for this unlikely pairing. In a joint statement about the dangers their team might face, the pair stated, "We will face the
Stridsvagn, thing for 31 months, not a Forsen sub underscore Moin
playing the
Heinz.
field.
Kura, Cross Danger, Dix
Sporting
MG,
legend Johnny
Limo.
Hamsleeves, the snap
Tuka
TV
MA, thank
are
you
the
for 2
capital
years, man.
sports clubs. The footballer was caught while out celebrating being named Sports Personality of the Year last week, as reported by this very program. And judging from the angle and velocity of that spray, it looks like Johnny may have celebrated a little bit. It looks like Josh may have been. I certainly wouldn't want to be his strike leader. Certainly wouldn't want to be his strike leader. Grievous bodily charm. And with Advance promising a radical new position online, how afraid should we actually be? How afraid should we actually be? Country. I'll be going live around the justice system to talk with people who've seen the criminal justice system with more and more powers passing to the police, with more and less and less oversight. Are we using an advanced-shaped sledgehammer to crack a nut? All that, and Megan Wolf with a group of young actors already experiencing the positive side of the new Assets and Wealth Act first hand. They'll be talking and performing later. That's all coming up on tonight's National.
Perfect rating. What a god gamer.
In the wake of the government's swift enactment of the Assets and Wealth Act, we're talking about Advance's first week in office. We're talking about the new future holds. Joining me are Katie Brightman, a leading economist, and Alan James, a leading economist. Alan James is right. The free man's guide to waking up. The government certainly haven't dragged their heels on delivering some legislation. But what does the Wealth Act mean for us?
Nothing, Jeremy. We're still vassal slaves, we're just in prettier cages.
A confident dismissal there. Katie Brightman, do you agree?
I'm afraid I don't, no. I think that Advance have realised that the current economic system of unlimited, unending growth is untenable, so they're changing things up.
There I agree with you. They're moving to the next steps in the grand plan.
Grand plan, Alan?
It's all in my book. Alan James is right, Jeremy. We're to become the great herd. Ignorant, sterile, and short-lived. That's what they want.
Or perhaps Advance have just realised that if we carry on the way we are, we will destroy ourselves and this planet in a mad orgy of consumption, if you'll excuse the colourful metaphor.
Yes, orgy is the right word. Only it'll be the overlords having an orgy on our poor broken backs. It's all in my book. Alan James is...
Shamelessly self-promoting? Katie, how do you think the rest of the world will respond to this new approach?
I think they're watching carefully. Advance are the most destructive threat that the world powers have faced since the last Great War.
Yes, Katie's right. War is inevitable. And this will not be a war like we've ever seen before. We're talking millions of deaths. We're talking high-tech weapons that can level entire cities. We're talking...
Out of the wrong orifices?
Mock me all you like, Jeremy, but when they murder your parents and they poison your food and they take you away to their camps for hypno-brainwashing, we'll be laughing then.
That might be a great way to sell books, Alan, but you know full well that isn't going to happen in a democracy.
Democracy is dead.
Yes, Advance are radical, and change is always frightening, but the truth is that the Wealth and Assets Act has made more than 90% of the population wealthier, and is on target to produce a permanent end to poverty.
Bollocks! What this young lady doesn't understand, Jeremy, is that these are the same people. Maybe they've rebranded, but it's all a little circus act to keep us from seeing the tyrant behind the curtain.
That's where you're wrong, Alan. For a start, they've mobilised the youth vote like we've never seen before.
You say mobilise, I call it grooming. The grooming of an entire generation to walk happily into eternal bondage. They're like psychic paedophiles.
But based on the facts, Katie, what are your predictions?
The Assets and Wealth Act is only the first step. Advance now have a historic budgetary surplus, and as well as properly funding our public services, they're already funneling unprecedented amounts into scientific research and the arts.
Or, as I call them in my book, Frankenscience and opiates.
What, you don't like my shit?
Like
Shut the
opiates.
fuck, Chad. It's a
Can
super
we get back
edit.
to the issue at hand, please, Alan?
This is the issue. It's all coming from the water, the chemicals, they're pumping it full of belief juice.
Don't get me wrong, I want to see these changes, but only if they're sustainable. If Advance lose their power after spending half of our GDP on dismantling infrastructure, that could be catastrophic.
The catastrophe is that they're succeeding. They've got us sat here talking about their puppet show.
All right, we're running out of time. Quickly, Alan, what does the future look like to you, Alan?
A bleak space where we've all been figuratively sodomized into submission.
No, of course. Katie?
We might be on the eve of a brave new world. God knows we need some change, but we need to be cautious. Let's walk forwards with our eyes open.
Two very different visions of the future there. Alan James, Katie Brightman, thank you for joining me. When we come back, I'll be investigating Law and Order before Megan meets some beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act.
All right.
That's all coming up tonight on the National Nightly News.
1 minute back.
Whew. You know, I think they might do some good.
I hope so too.
How's it going actually? Fuck it, I don't care, I hate the fucking news. Oh, bloody hell, I love this tune though. Alright mate,
What?
see you later, bye!
What the fuck?
I don't know what she meant by that.
And his incredible real action eyes.
Hey, A+, look at that, bitches.
No wonder Mr. Snugglehugs.
You mad cause bag?
Child wants this Christmas.
All the other kids have got one.
That's right, little one. You don't want to be left out. Oh, Mr. Snugglehugs, you're so silly.
10 seconds, everybody.
Mr. Snugglehugs in stores now.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back. In our second segment, we're going to be taking a deep dive into the state of law and order in our country. Advance have already tasked what they are calling a solutions team to move this serious social problem to the top of the list. Tonight, we go behind the headlines to meet the people who live with the criminal justice system every day of their lives. First up, we have Gregory Judge, a lawyer who sees the problems close up on the front line. Can you hear me, Gregory? Can you hear me?
Yes, I've got you, Jeremy. Thanks for having me.
What's it like on the front line of the hard face of the cold hand of justice?
Well, as you can imagine, Jeremy, we are massively understaffed in this country. We're working every hour we can just to try and put the caseloads on our desks.
Which must affect the quality of support you can offer.
We can barely keep up with demand, Jeremy. There just simply isn't enough being done at a
Oh, is this supposed to be the parody clip?
We need more support from ministers. We need more support from ministers. We need change at a structural level, Jeremy.
leaving.
A structural level,
I'm
Jeremy.
leaving.
Time, darling.
It never is it?
Time, darling.
I'll be at my
It
mother's.
never is
it?
Just hang on. Just hang on. The problem isn't a local one, Jeremy. It's nationwide. It's nationwide. Just Jeremy Thomas.
Oh, have you mentioned your affairs? No. Oh, have you mentioned your affairs?
Well, the affairs of the Justice Department that we should be concerned about.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson. Hello, Mrs.
Hello, Mr. Donaldson. We need legislation to relieve the pressure on our public
Sorry
servants.
to interrupt the news, Mr. Donaldson. Can I have a moment to tell my husband I need you? Yes, totally understand. Yes. Quite the picture of a burdened legal sector there. Gregory Judge, thank you for joining us. Next I'm joined by Police Chief Constable Bob Peel, a man with a very different perspective on our nation's crime. Do you think there's a problem with the system, Bob? Do you think there's a problem with the system?
I'm sure we all do, Jeremy. I'm sure we all long for a return to the days when you can safely walk the streets of your community at night, looking in through windows and generally enjoying your neighbours without the risk of being terrorised by some thug with a knife.
So you feel the streets simply aren't safe anymore? Where have we gone wrong, Bob?
Well, that's not a simple question, Jeremy, but I think it all comes down to moral decay. We've diluted our culture and lost touch with what it means to be a citizen of this once great country. Also, as the vicar noted in Sunday's sermon, we probably shouldn't have banned hanging.
And to what do you attribute this moral decay?
Gays and gypsies mainly. It's all in the Bible. Look, Leviticus clearly states that. Hang on a moment, Jeremy. A bloody gimps escaped. Delia, could you give me a little help, please, dear? As I was saying, Jesus didn't like immigrants much, did he?
And just to be clear, you think it's the immigrants who are responsible for the moral decay?
Absolutely, Jeremy. Back in your box, Clive. Back in your box. Delia, I really could use a little help with this.
I'm sorry, darling. I was staying in the budget.
Yes, I'm talking to Jeremy Donaldson. Clive, could you put him back in his box?
Clive, you know it's Wednesday.
I'm done.
And whose responsibility is it to make a change, Bob?
Well, it is certainly not the responsibility of the decent, good, white people of this good, white people. Hold on just a moment. Clive, I am not having this again. As I was saying, Jeremy, moral decay. Crime is the responsibility of the criminal. No one else. Look, everyone has a sob story. Look, everyone has a barbarians, do we? Look, when our daughter Alice comes home with an A-, does she go on a killing spree? No, she takes 3 of her pills and hides under the stairs like a normal child.
Thank you, Bob. Bob Peel there. Really locking down the police's position on morality. And finally tonight, uninterrupted, it's time to get to the heart of the matter. Tony Dawson has recently been released from prison after serving 3 years for aggravated assault, burglary, and menacing a swat. He's agreed to talk to us today, which is also, I believe, his birthday. Many happy returns, Tony. Many happy returns.
Cheers, Jez. Call me Titwank Tony. Everybody else does.
No, I'm not going to be doing that. Can you tell us what it's like in prison, Tony?
Titwank Tony. Prison's a mixed bag. Structure's quite nice, but it's a constant battle against institutionalisation, as you can imagine. And obviously, titwanks are quite hard to come by.
I'm picking up that you're not alone there, Tony.
Titwank Tony. Yeah, sorry, my friends are throwing me a surprise party. Good bunch of lads.
Okay, well, we're trying to get back to that party as soon as possible.
Why am I clicking this? I
First,
just
let me
need to
ask
use
you
hotkeys.
this. Do you feel that your time spent in prison helped to rehabilitate you in any way, Tony?
Titwank
hard is
Tony.
difficult.
I don't think it's as easy as that, Jez. Yeah, I think asking that is an oversimplification.
It sounds like it's getting quite busy there, Tony, but let's try and soldier on. Since leaving custody, have you been able to find a new job?
Yeah, all the boys are here. Big Chris, Little Chris, and Vampire Chris.
This one's, yeah.
One sec, love. Titwank Tony's on the news. Rehabilitation's difficult with the current system, Jez. It's just not set up for it, you know? It's inherently unjust.
So, do you feel tempted to... I'm sorry, who's this now?
You are joking. Chrissy Free Bollocks has only got Mr. Fancy, oh. What now, fellas? I'm on the news.
It seems like we've caught you at a bad time.
I can't really hear you, mate. It's getting a bit busy here.
Yes, we seem to be losing the signal here, Tony.
Fucking way, Las Bolitas!
No, we're just trying to get that signal back. I think we... Yes, Tony? Tony, I mean, we were literally away for 2 seconds. How has this happened, Tony? Can you hear me? Well, we seem to have lost our train of thought there a little. Hopefully you, the viewer at home, have managed to glean a broader understanding of the serious and complex issues around law and order. After the break, Megan will be live with some plucky young thespians. Don't go away. We'll be back after these messages.
Alright. Breather.
I ain't got long and I'm quite drunk. It's been a great night. In this next section, there's a bit of music. If you edit in time with the music, you can see the result on the vision mixer, and the public will love that. Don't worry if you don't, though. You won't get punished for it or nothing. Just
Wait,
try
what?
and stay in the groove. Also, one last tip. When the music starts, turn down the broadcast volume. Right, enjoy the music bit. God, I love music. God, I'm so pissed. I think I might go and throw up in a
What music? I didn't get that.
Looks right, I've got this.
I'm sure he's on his way.
Come on, it's welcome back. How hard can it be?
This is on you.
10 seconds, everybody. We're gonna open on Megan. Camera 2. Going in 5,
Alright.
4, 3.
Welcome's Black, I'm Megan Wolf, and on tonight's Culture Spot, I'll be chatting with one of the first beneficiaries of the Assets and Wealth Act, a team of inspiring young people from Switchford Sixth Form College, who today received a grant from Advance to take their play, Hey, Friendship, on a tour of local secondary schools. Welcome to you all. Well, let's start with you two, Harriet and Charlotte Winstanley Hamilton. Girls Winstanley Hamilton.
We are, Megan. We're overwhelmed, to be honest.
And I believe you two are sisters, is that right?
Yes, Charlotte's my oldest. I'm the older, more popular one. Only joking.
Harriet and Trey were really the ones who came up with the whole idea.
So, Harry and I were shooting the breeze in the cafeteria, and I said, hey, let's actually do something.
So I went to look for a drama teacher.
But she'd been laid off due to budget cuts. Fortunately, I directed a pantomime when I was at university, so I knew the ropes, as it were.
Oh, right, yes, but you're the maths teacher, aren't you?
Yes, that's me, Jeff Algebra, maths teacher.
Maths is really important.
Oh, thanks, Steve.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
As is theatre. It's one of the oldest art forms in history.
Theatre.
I just think that when we travel around all these problem schools and the poor kids see us, they say, hey, I really want to be like those attractive kids. And that's a very beautiful and powerful thing. We touch our audiences, and they touch us right back.
I suppose with a surname like Algebra, there was really only one choice of career for me. My wife, Angela, and I, we often laugh about it.
Angela Algebra.
Yes.
We just want to bring a bit of song and joy into people's lives.
And teach people about the difficult issues. The issues in the play are what really matter.
And I think you're going to be showing us an extract from this play, aren't you?
That's right. To put into context, I play a young first year who's having some troubles at school.
Her character doesn't actually have a name, yeah, because in a way she's like all of us.
It's like a metaphor. Maybe she's you at home, or like, maybe she's you, Megan.
Maths is really important.
Yeah, thanks, Steve.
Put it in, coach.
Yes, thanks, Steve.
Right, well, I'm going to have a little chat with your teacher while you run off and get ready. I can't wait to see it. That's it, that way. So, Jeff, when did you first hear about the grant?
2 days ago. A letter from Advance arrived at the school. Now, the headmaster thought it was all a prank, but his secretary retrieved it from his bin and brought it to me.
Wow, how did you react?
I also threw it in the bin. But then, Harriet and Trey rescued it, and they rang the number at the bottom of the page, and next thing you know, we're on tour.
Wow. Well, I think we can all guess which way you'll be voting from now on.
Do you know what? It's funny, because Angela and I don't usually vote. We're not very political. I'm a mathematician, of course, and she's a paraplegic, mainly. But we did used to watch that
She's
Peter
a
Clements
paraplegic,
DIY show
mainly.
back in the day. And so we thought, why not? Let's have a go with this whole democracy thing.
Okay.
And here we bally well are.
Good stuff.
Fucking brilliant!
So, let's have a look at a short
Fucking
section
cunt.
of Hey, Friendship.
Dear Diary, I'm not sure I can take another day at this school. Another day of tears. Another day of fears. But still I walk the corridors alone. Dreading what might be around every corner.
What's around the corner? What's around the corner? What's around the corner?
Oh, hi Gary.
Oh heavens no! It's Gary the Fist!
Gary the Fist!
Going somewhere, little first year?
Great! I've been looking for some poor victim to bully all morning. But will this make me feel better about my violent father?
Excuse me, I'm late for maths. It's my favourite subject. And so important.
Maths is for losers. What? Maths is for losers.
My arm's stuck, coach.
Just keep going for fuck's sake.
Right, maths is for losers. Now, give me your lunch money.
Double lunch for me today, but why am I only truly happy when I'm eating?
Not today, Gary the Fist.
What do you mean not today? Who are you? Oh, my arm's free, coach.
Brilliant, keep going.
Right, who are you to stand up to me? I'm Gary the Fist, and you're just a sad little girl with 2 gay dads who's all alone.
That's where you're wrong, Gary the Fist. These are my 2 new friends. Vanessa is captain of the netball team.
Yeah!
And Blake owns a motorbike.
Yeah.
But I can't fight all 3 of you, and I don't have any friends of my own.
Take a look at me. Take a little look at my face. I could be you. She could be you. And you could be me.
Or you could be me.
Life can be peachy keen if you work as a team.
What the fuck is this shit, dude?
It's my choice to be mean. So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice. Hey, listen up, I won't take no crap. Who said middle class girls can't rap? I ain't afraid of your cruel laps. I'm a mother-loving rebel, but I still love maths.
Rex.
Hey, kids, I'm Gary the Fist. People think that folks like me probably shouldn't exist, but that's just prejudice, and I'd do better if you knew the way that I became Gary the Fist. I grew up on a council estate. The park was hip, but the flats weren't great. My dad used to come home drunk and late, and he'd hit my mum if for dinner he had to wait. Where's my dinner?
It's not ready.
Where's my dinner, woman? Don't make me ask you again.
Hitting women is wrong.
I guess life's pretty hard on a council estate. 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 It's so damn hard on a council estate.
Life can be peachy keen.
Yeah.
If you work as a team.
Just work as a team.
It's your choice to be me.
It's my choice.
So stop now, make a different choice.
Listen to that inner voice.
Friendship!
Yes!
Well, thankfully that's all we have time for tonight on the National Nightly News. Join us tomorrow
Thankfully.
night for all the headlines from across the country. My name's Jeremy Dawson. Have a peaceful night.
and we're out.
What the literal fuck was that?
I believe that was art.
I believe I've got a 14-inch cock, but doesn't make it so.
I have a similar belief about
Dragon commenting with a tier 3, man, 32 months.
Oh, someone please
Hadouken,
get these
Son of the
twats
Great
out of my
Ski
studio.
Elite, 65 months. And Celta Rules, thank you very much. Hobo Bro, welcome. Alright, we did it. Final grade B. Not bad censoring, too much interference. The editing was okay. I fucked up on interference because I wasn't paying attention.
Hello, mate. I see they've got the store back. That's great. I love fucking shopping.
Wait, I got a store.
It's a bit of a big night, to be honest. Anyway, over here, that's how much money you've got. You'll get more money the better the broadcast you do. These tabs take you to the bits and pieces and sections of the store. You can fix stuff, you can upgrade stuff, or you can just buy really cool stuff to put around the studio. Right, mate, and the final thing you've got to know, if you want to buy something, you just click on it and it go ka-ching. Nah, but there's no refunds. No refunds, so take care, make sensible decisions.
Auto beep.
Don't be like that.
I'm Megan Wolf. Megan Wolf. I'm Megan Wolf. I'm Megan Wolf. I'm Megan Wolf.
Alright. We'll save. We'll save. Wait, what did it say? You can hold down spacebar? Day 15, a late night. For censoring, oh. You get to the theater slightly early and Sam's already there waiting, dressed to the nines. You smile widely as you join hands and take your seats in the private box. You certainly can get used to this. The ticket arrived on your doormat on Monday with a typed thank you from Chris. You'll get your passport back soon enough, apparently. The show isn't to your usual taste, a pretentious opera in a language you know for a fact that Chris doesn't speak either. Still, the complimentary drinks sure go down smooth. When the show finally ends, how many bows does these people need? Bows, rather. You stand in line to get your coat and Sam has you in creases with a hilarious impression of the conductor, arms flailing wildly. The couple in front of you are talking about the relocation of people who couldn't pay their new tax bills. It sounds awful. Sam smiles gratefully at you as you both think of Chris, safe and sound. You trust him. When you get home, you're still laughing as Sam heads upstairs to shower before bed. Oh, Sam's a woman, I just now realized. Silly America. You notice your 14-year-old son isn't home, and there's a note on the kitchen table in his almost illegible scrawl. It says he's at a friend's house. It's school night, so you go over there and march him home. You trust Charlie, he'll be home soon. Fucking go over there. Get the fuck over. By the time you reach the friend's house, your temper is boiling over. On seeing you, Charlie loses it and tells you in no uncertain terms where you can shove you right home. You end up in a full-blown argument in front of his friend and their parents. It's mortifying. You make your excuses and quickly escort him to the car. It starts to rain as you drive, both of you silently fuming. The sound of the downpour is the only thing that punctures the atmosphere in the car. What was that about, Charlie? He sighs a sigh of someone much older than his 14 years. I want to be the one who decides what I do. Not you, it's not fair. He has to learn boundaries, you ground him. There's been enough bad blood tonight. No, he has to learn to behave. I don't care how dare you embarrass me like that. Not only did you disobey me, but you disrespected me in front of Ben and his parents. But enough. I've heard enough from you tonight. You're not leaving your room for a month. It's for his own good. You'll realize that someday. Wait, not leaving his room for a month. Day 42, a gentle reminder. You're leafing through the pile of accumulated posts. Each new bill pulls on your gut like a lead weight until a flash of blue makes you pause. Recognizing the teal Advance logo on the envelope, you tear it open. Dear Winston residents, this is your second reminder letter regarding the Assets and Wealth Redemption Scheme. Please submit your passport to your nearest government office as soon as possible in order to register for the scheme. You cannot receive your share of the national rebate without submitting these documents. You knew there would be consequences, but that doesn't make it any easier. We work as a team, and we are rewarded as a team. Forwards, together, Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. But Chris is safe, that's all that matters, you hope. What the fuck? I'm so lost. Previously on Lost, a tight Christmas. Kinda like your mom. You can't help but crack a smile as you look around the table. The snow has settled on the grass outside. The kids are pulling a cracker while your elderly mother tries to keep her eyes open. You did always have a soft spot for Christmas. You're sitting at the head of the table now, your dad's place. Across from you is Chris' empty seat, probably on a tropical beach somewhere, you think. You catch Sam's eye, who breaks into a smile, clearly thinking the same thing. Even without Chris, the food has had to be stretched a little thinner this year, but no one seems to notice. Christmas really can be a wonderful time of year. You look around the room at your family. Are you having a nice Christmas, Grandma? You stay silent. You make a toast. Are you having a nice Christmas, Grandma? Your mother smiles broadly at you, just like she used to. Yes, Pat, it's absolutely lovely. Sam softly corrects her. That's Alex, Cassandra. Alex, Pat's not with us anymore. Oh yes, of course, she butters. And immediately she's back to the frail shadow of her former self. Sam smiles kindly and squeezes your hand under the table. You look around the room at your family. Stay silent. Make a toast. Make a toast. You stand and raise your glass. Merry Christmas, everyone. I'm glad we're all here. Well, most of us. There are murmurs of cheers and much clinking of glasses. Your daughter, Susie, seizes the opportunity to corner you. You know how you love me? One more time. You know how you love me? You know how you love me? You know how you love me? What is this? What is this question? I'm not going to like this, am I? You joke. You know me and my friends are planning on going traveling this year. Susie begins innocently. Well, I was hoping you'd help me with the money. You laugh. I knew it. I'm a mind reader. You chuckle as your 90-year-old daughter rolls her eyes. You wish you could say yes without worrying, but now that your mother had to move in, things aren't quite as simple anymore. Just how much are we talking here? Only a few hundred, she mumbles, as she pushes a stray pea around her plate. It takes a great effort for you not to spit your mulled wine across the table onto your elderly mother. I know it's a lot, darling, Sam interjects, but trains are expensive. This is a great opportunity for her, and I did already say she could go. I'm sorry, but that's money we just don't have. You're right, we'll make it work somehow. Susie's grin stretches from ear to ear. You mean it? That's so great. Thank you, thank you, thank you. The mood soars as Sam puts a paper hat on your head, and Charlie takes pleasure in reading everyone's god-awful cracker jokes. The room is filled with voices and laughter. Looking around at your grinning family, your mother whispers, "Your father would have been so pleased." You dab your eye without your napkin. With your napkin. You feel very lucky. What does this have to do with anything else in this game? I don't know. A long weekend. Jesus Christ. This is the longest weekend. Is that a zipper? Okay. Why does the zip on this damn case never close? It's your anniversary. Every year you and Sam go away for the weekend, usually camping. You're not made of money. You've been looking forward to it for ages. Finally getting some time alone together where you can forget about the noise of life. No kids, no work, just a bit of romance and some peace and quiet. The zip finally gives up the battle and you drag the bulging suitcase downstairs. The answering machine is blinking on the hall table. Good evening, Alex. This is Mr. Boseman. I'm calling to inform you that you'll be required to work this weekend. Your heart sinks. Some information has come to light concerning the rising tension between our nation and foreign powers. And the national nightly news team will be working around the clock to ensure we break the story first. Needless to say, I will expect your attendance tomorrow morning, 8 AM sharp. Have a pleasant evening, Alex. Shock turns to annoyance and then fury. What are you going to tell Sam? Sam comes downstairs, brimming with excitement. Kissing you, they grab the car keys from the dish and start to load your bags into the back. Ignore the message, you need this weekend. Apologize profusely to your spouse, but you really should go into work. The postman's temper is legendary. You never got the message, you were already out the door. Alright, we were already out the door. We can't do this if we don't know about it, you know? Message deleted. What was that? Comes a voice from behind you. Nothing important. You reply as you put on your coat, adrenaline coursing through your body. Grabbing Sam around the waist, you practically slam the front door. You might as well enjoy your time off. You're going to pay for it on Monday. Damn right. Yura, League Legends, role player 2 years as Forsen. Thank you very much, man. Bankrupt hobo with no posture and blind long lol. Thank you for the 2 years as well. Maybe you'll see the 25 years because you missed my 2 years. Sorry, man. There you go, man. Welcome back. Day 75, an unwelcome return. When you get to work Monday morning, you get some sour looks from your exhausted colleagues. A note sits waiting for you. The immaculate script is blood red. I'm very disappointed, Winston. Was it worth it? Yes. Jesus. Fuck. Your son Charlie hovers at your elbow as you read. Do you find yourself striving to achieve? Are you an active member of the team? Do you like reaping the benefits of cooperation? I joined the Advanced Go-Getters today. Forward, together. This doesn't sound like the youth club he told you about. Charlie grabs the flyer from you and thrusts a form into your hand. So I can walk there straight from school and Ben's sister can drop us home after. So you won't have anything, so you won't have to do anything. You sign the permission slip for your son to join the Advanced Go-Getters. You refuse to sign the form for your son. Fuck it. I didn't see the commercial, but your son is thrilled. It's heartwarming to see him so passionate about becoming an active part of the community. This can only be a good thing. Jesus Christ. Some guys at work gave them to me. They can't go. Sam stands in front of you, brandishing 2 tickets. You see the title in bold letters. Alan James is right in front of you. I'm really unsure. What do you think? Shall we go? Free tickets are free tickets. He's a character and it'll be hilarious if nothing else. Fuck it. The show is entering, but much less funny than you thought. He's a powerful public speaker and something about it sticks in your mind. Lying in bed that night, wide awake, long after Sam's breathing turns heavy, it hits you. It was the crowd. Not laughing, but roaring. A profitable partnership. After a particularly long day at work, you come home to find the post sorted into piles, as Sam has taken to doing recently. Most of it is the usual rubbish, but a letter with the increasingly familiar Advanced logo, an urgent respond immediately plastered on the front in a correspondingly urgent red font grabs your attention. Best to get it over with. Dear Winston residents, this letter is to inform you that the advanced government has taken another step forwards in our fight for equality by nationalizing final answer, nationalizing the largest private corporations and redistributing their resources among the citizens of this great country. The Partnership Bonds program ensures that wealth created by the people is delivered to the people. You don't remember this being in the manifesto? Why is this so loud? I can't. Why is this so long and why is this so loud? And why am I getting autism and Maltese? I can't hear anything. Every household will become a partner in 2 of 4 carefully selected institutions chosen by Advance for consistent high performance and financial security. Please note, all returns are based on public opinions and cannot be guaranteed. Please select one of the following. EOB, Eye of the Beholder, Incorporated. Whether it's cosmetics, clothing or kosher, we see the beauty in all our customers. Neil's Deals Limited, it's always a steal from Crazy Neil. Pleasure Corp, our business is your pleasure, from sport to travel or even just some you time. You can't say pleasure without leisure. What? Remington Swiss PLC, we're everywhere in everything. A worldwide company for a worldwide community. What the fuck are you talking about? And for your second bond, please select one of the following. Thank you for making your selection. Please return this form using the envelope provided. You will receive a report from your partnership in 3 to 6 working days. It seems even advance can't defeat the quagmire of governmental bureaucracy. The future of this nation is in partnership. Forward together, Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Just how much influence could you have?
Is your throat scuffed?
No. It better not be.
Bozeman here, your boss. While you're powering up and getting the advert moving, I thought I should just tell you that we've had one of those public information films from the government, and it's mandatory that you play it. You still have a free choice for the other 2, so read those tape labels carefully, but make sure you play the advance advert, preferably at the second break. Right, that's the lot. Have a great show. Total pimp. My God, that was nasty.
Seconds, everybody. Like I said, all of you.
Did your personality accidentally slip out?
Bricks going in 5, 4, 3.
Good evening. I'm Jeremy Dawson.
And I'm Megan Wolfe. Our main stories tonight.
Uncooperative. A mysterious symbol has appeared overnight on thousands of buildings throughout the capital.
Tonight, in an exclusive live interview with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, I'll be asking what this mysterious symbol might mean.
After 3 months of record-breaking approval ratings, could this be the daring first move of a silent resistance movement? And what would that mean as we go into the future?
We shall overcome. Trapped in Dante's taint for more than a month now, doctors Ingrid Svorsborg Horgensvoord and David Wong announced today that they're considering 2 possible options.
With 2 of the finest minds in science working together, hopes are still high for the eventual return of the team to dry land.
Without enough engineers to successfully fix their craft, the team seem likely to attempt to farm the cavern's ecosystem while they wait for rescue from above ground. I think I'll stick to risotto, Jeremy.
Bearing their opinions, the formerly rich are fighting back with a naked protest.
Our very own Robin Short was on hand earlier today when this new protest group first presented themselves.
It might seem amusing to us, but clearly this formerly overprivileged section of our society is not adjusting well to the new future. It's often too easy to forget that not every citizen is thriving under advance.
Fallen angel, notorious addict Johnny Handsleeve seems to have reached a new low in his battle with booze, as this recent picture reveals.
Johnny's star certainly lacks its former glow these days, with public concern over his mental and physical health growing at an alarming rate.
Let's hope that the team at the Gentle Touches Rehabilitation Centre can help Johnny get back to his former glory. Johnny's family have asked for privacy during this difficult time.
Privacy?
We'll have reporters at the clinic around the clock, so you don't miss a thing.
Is this once celebrated role model about to become the bad boy of sport?
And onwards and upwards. In an attempt to put the Mr. Snugglehugs disaster behind them, Rimington's Fist CEO Sophia Rimington today announced a brand new product that already has the markets buzzing with interest.
This groundbreaking product came as quite a shock when it was revealed earlier today, though its critics are sceptical that the young CEO can fulfill her promises.
When only a Flard will do, you need the Flardmaster 5000. That's the slogan accompanying the announcement that has rocked the construction industry this morning. The breakthrough device for aiding in installation is sure to change the way we see the humble Flard.
With that exclusive Prime Ministerial interview coming up later.
And our very own Patrick Bannon coming to you live from the first annual Sports Board final.
You won't want to miss a second of tonight's National Nightly News.
Oh shit, here we go. Not bad.
First
production.
tonight, after the Christmas horror caused by Mr. Snugglehugs, we have an exclusive interview with one of the victims.
Poor 7-year-old Timmy Tadlock, like so many of those affected by the Christmas bloodbath, has spent the last 3 months undergoing a series of reconstructive facial surgeries.
Last week, joyfully, he spoke for the first time since the tragedy. Tonight, he talks to us.
Before we go to the interview, however, this station would like to issue a full and frank apology for any part we may have played in the tragedy. We should never have advertised Mr. Snugglehugs. Without our publicity, the sheer scale of this tragedy, and now upwards of 8,000 casualties, might have been averted.
On behalf of the Nightly News team, we're sorry.
In future, we will do better.
Now it's over to Robin Short at the Tadlock family home. Robin?
Thank you, Megan. I'm here with Mr. and Mrs. Tadlock and their 7-year-old son, Timothy. Thanks for spending time with us today.
Yes, well, you're very lucky I wasn't spending any time with you at all, after what you lot did. You're responsible. I mean, whose idea was this anyway?
It's all right. It wasn't your fault. As you can see, Megan, there's still a few... Tread carefully. I'm going to speak to Timmy now. Hello, Timmy. Can you see me?
Mummy, who's that lady?
It's the lady from television, Timothy. She's going to ask you a few questions.
You be careful now, it upsets you to remember.
Don't worry, Mr. Tadlock. I wasn't the youngest ever editor of the Swinstead Middle School Inquirer for no reason. So, Timmy, can you tell us what happened to you? You had just unwrapped Mr. Snugglehugs, hadn't you? Was he under the tree?
Yes, I could smell him already. He smelled like love.
Ah, yes, that'll be the fur.
I ran up to my room and gave him a big hug. He was so soft and warm, like our cat, before he got in the way of Daddy's Porsche.
And what did Mr. Snugglehugs say to you?
He blinked his black eyes and said, "You're my very best friend." But I sure wish Mrs. Snugglehugs was here, and she can be, for just $89.99. And And then it's the general error. 41.
And then he exploded.
Oh, look, I've asked you nicely.
And am I right in saying that one of his real action eyes is now permanently embedded in your cheek?
Yes. When I took him in at night, it glows through bandages. I know it's under there, staring at me.
Yeah, some of the other children have started calling him Timmy Three Eyes. And
There's too many eyes, Robin.
And what's the last thing you remember before the darkness overtook you?
He looked at me, one eye, and laughed. Laughed as he burned.
It sounds very Do you have nightmares?
all right, that's quite
you,
enough of
Timmy?
you two coming in here with your camera, trying to make a buck out of our suffering. I have it.
Mr. Tadlock, just a couple more questions. Timmy, do you think you will ever be what we can call normal again?
And now you've made him cry with all three of his eyes.
Calm down, you're excited. Do you think your parents will ever really love you again?
Right, that's it. Enough.
I'm happy, Mr. Tadlock.
Oh fuck, my headset died.
Of an indescribable tragedy that has shaken our nation. Back to you.
Thank you, Robin, Howard Stuff.
My expression.
To be answered by Sophia Remington in the coming days and months, I'd wager. How?
My nerves. What's the warning signs a consumer should
Multitasker, super multitasker.
Well, Megan, experts advise to always check for the new advanced mark, which guarantee a level of safety and quality.
Yeah, can we just get a close-up on camera 3 here? So if we take a look at this National Nightly News mug, you should see the mark just on the base of it there.
In the wake of the scandal, the government were praised for their swift response in bringing in this set of stringent checks and new products.
It certainly is good to know that someone's watching out for our families. When we come back, our very own Patrick Bannon will be live from the Sports Board Finals. Stick around, you won't want to miss it.
We'll be back after these messages.
1 minute back.
Oh, sorry, I'm bursting.
Enlargement.
She's very good.
Come on. I'm Tommy the Fingernail Harris, sporting legend. I've got it all. 4 world championships, 2 cars, a bedazzle, and an enlarged prostate.
Alex, Bolton, we're getting reports in that naked protesters might try and spoil the Sports Board final by waving their fleshy bits about. Try and make sure you don't broadcast it.
Oh,
6 p.m. for God's sake. No one wants to see fannies on the news. Bozeman out.
Put pressure on the bladder. This can cause trouble starting to pee, and it can cause laundry-based trouble between you and your she-demon of an ex-wife. So what caused this big old prostate in your bum? Well, sorry, me and the doctors, we don't know. But I can tell you, as you get older, your body changes. And that's okay. If you're worried about your swollen bum sack, book an appointment, for God's sake.
Maybe we should just keep it as it is.
Well, of course you do. I've got one hack line.
What's that supposed to mean? I didn't write it, Jeremy.
That's all right, fine. Jenny, there's nothing wrong with your cue.
10 seconds.
I just felt a drip again. Have they not fixed this?
Want to see us fry? Good for the ratings.
5, 4, 3.
Welcome back to the National Nightly News. Coming up later, we'll be speaking to the Prime Ministers about their exciting new healthcare facilities, transition centres.
Nice to see they care.
You're absolutely right, Jeremy. But first, we're going now to our own Patrick Bannon, who's reporting live from the finals of the new game that's gripping the nation, Sports Board. Patrick?
That's right, Megan. You join me live here from the final of the first annual Sports Board Championship. It's been a hotly contested competition so far. I think it's fair to say these two have been dancing around each other all season. First up, we have Eddie Striker. She's the more experienced of our 2 players today. Striker has got an accuracy of 7, a danger rating of K, and a 12-month driving ban. Striker's known for her signature move for the year, Langley Hamster. And facing her tonight, hoping to prove himself with a career record of 12 outs, 14 finishes, and a divorce pending, it's Mr. Wingspan himself, Tommy the Fingernail Harris. Just waiting on the ref now. The slapping ceremony is taking part. Still going on. I know. Striker, of course, first to start as she won the trivia round earlier on by some margin. Harris, perhaps the brawn and not the brains. Stupid. Eddie Striker. Nice start there from Striker. She's determined not to let the nerves show. Not after last time. On to Mr. Harris now. Tommy. Using his arm to pick up the ball. Using his arm to pick up the ball. Not a bad shot there from Harris. Back to Striker. For shot number 3. All right. She's gone to sort of throwing it under her legs. Not bad if you ask me.
Alright, I saw it.
Bit of business with the ref, but it got sorted out. Back to Harris now. A ball in the hand is worth 2 in the bush. I'd say that's fair, but what do I know? Oh no, and Harris is not going to be happy with that. So really not a good start there for Tommy Harris in round 1. We can only hope that round 2 treats him a bit better. But first, of course, after the argument with the ref section, it's time to change ends. Now we have the ceremonial changing of the ends. And of course now they go back to the starting positions, as that makes sense. Striker giving it large. Wins round 2 now with Harris. Okay, we seem to have some sort of streaker on the pitch. Probably not to broadcast any of that stuff. She appears to have slogans across her breasts and arms. Try and ignore all of that. Security, I'm sure we're going to take them out as soon as possible. Apologise if we broadcast any of that. As I said, we're going to get the situation resolved as soon as possible. They're trying to carry on play, but it's proving very difficult, and I'm struggling to follow. Because it's quite an eyesore, and women's body, yeah. All right, great. Okay, so back into round 2 now, and Harris absolutely determined to close that massive gap. Eddie Striker. No, it's just some of the tightest play I've seen ever. Harris. And was that the fitted thumb screw? We haven't seen that since the heats. What a brilliant move. Back to Striker. And we know what that means, ladies and gentlemen. That is, of course, the ground sound. Excellent bit of play here on both sides of the bucket. I don't know about you at home, but I'm finding the technical mastery in this play here absolutely blooming jaw-dropping. The ref has spotted something in Harris's neck or head. And Harris is having an absolute shocker. What a miserable start there for Tommy Harris. But he is a late bloomer, of course, I've always said that. And after all, it is a game of 2 halves, 4 rounds and several subgenres. But now, of course, it's time for the half-time show. Sponsored by Rivington's Fist. Must be some music here to start the half-time show. Okay, another posh protester loose on the court here. We can only apologise for that.
What am I doing? Oh, fuck.
Look directly at it. Is running around here with his genitals on display for all to see. And ruining what was shaping up to be quite the dance move there. Now he's thrusting himself in Harris's face. Security's on it. And the bucket's been knocked over! I cannot stand it when the bucket gets knocked over. Hopefully he'll get taken out now. Genitals flying around for all to see. Really, if you ask me, not Sunday morning television. And out of there, hopefully taken away, never to be seen again. And a lovely finish there on both sides of the bucket. I wouldn't like to call that one. And as we head into round 3, I'd love to know what's going on in these 2 players' heads. But unfortunately, because of science, we can't. Not bad. So that ball boy's giving me the eye all day. Striker there, not a great start. She looks a bit flustered, I think, after all that swinging around. Back to Harris here. What I wouldn't give to be that ball, am I right, ladies? Tommy Harris.
Am I right, ladies?
And it dribbled down his arm, which is actually a really good move, because of course if it dribbles down his arm and goes on the floor, it's not going in the bucket. Back to Striker.
I love esports.
And Striker's gone for the animal bonus there, but of course, perhaps... And yes, Harris has counted with a tiny bell. That is wonderful play. Of course, we've seen that before. Look at her face. She is absolutely gutted. What a mug. That could have been the clincher. What a massive shame. Harris to serve now. Harris, of course, undefeated by Kestrel in his last 4 battles. Here we go. Tommy Harris. Tommy Harris. That's all right. That's all right. Not bad there. He threw it quite far away from him, which is quite a good idea. Very clever there. Very clever there. Perhaps a little contact. Caution from the referee, who's being, if you ask me, a little bit harsh. Ellie Striker. Ellie Striker. And she's let the nerves get to her. What the hell was that? You hate to see it, don't you? You cannot believe it. Oh, for God's sake. Okay, like, I mean, this is a mess now. I don't know what I'm going to be doing about this. I mean, there's sort of breasts and genitals for all to see. I mean, there's only so much you can do. They're sort of everywhere, aren't they? I'll try and carry on. The players are trying to carry on, but of course it's difficult because these protesters are hoping to get them taken off soon as we can carry on with the match. What's going on here? Yes, yes. We want our money. Yes, very good. Take them away. Yes. Bloody wasters. Absolute wasters. Oh, jog on! Woo!
Excellent.
An absolute bloody...
You're only allowed to watch this one, by the way.
Okay, and now we're going to go into the final round. And of course, as it's a Tuesday, the final round is a mime round. Who could believe it?
I hope you're not watching these. Oops.
Nice imaginary shot there from Harris. It really could go in there at this point. Really high-level play here from 2 absolute juggernauts of the sport. The bucket getting moved back to its proper place. About time, if you ask me. About time, if you ask me. She's juggling it around from her hands. And she's put it in her mouth like as if it was an egg. And now she's and she spat it out. She did the egg spit. So a wonderful move there, quite late on, from Striker. But she's in it to win it. On it, like a car bonnet. Tommy Harris here, having a bit of beef. And he's peeling it as if it were a banana, which is an interesting move. I'm not sure if he hasn't had his potassium or what's going on today with potassium. And he's throwing it, and the banana was the ball! What a fantastic move there!
Hey, how is that on rating plus?
That is the end. What a pathetic, there we go, Jeremy, that is over. How can he look his 8-year-old son in the face tonight? What a lump! We just have to wait for the referee now to announce it to make sure it is all official. In, please.
And the winner of the first annual Sports Board Championship is everyone!
Okay, the ref has agreed once again a win for everyone, including me as my 15th win in Sports Board Championship. I'm going to be celebrating tonight with my wife and children. Another wonderful victory for me. Here come the on-site security to collect their medals. They're 6th and 7th respectively. And thanks again for watching the Sports Board Championships. What more is there to say? I'm Patrick Bannon. Looking forward to celebrating tonight. And all I always have to say, Jeremy, is back to you in the studio.
Patrick Bannon there had an extraordinary final.
Historic sports board, Jeremy.
I can't use this. What does this mean?
Yeah, I can wrench a doubler with the best of
What
them.
does the
I'll have you
lightning
know.
mean?
I certainly wouldn't bet against you.
When we come back, I'll be talking live with Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement, who apparently have a big announcement you wouldn't want to miss.
That's coming up after these messages.
Oh, that's what
Fucking
happened.
microphone shot me.
What?
Fucking microphone just shot me. Where's that sound guy?
Everything okay?
Oh, the mics are just trying to kill us now, apparently.
You'll be fine.
Are you scared of a long, painful decline in your final years? Of being trapped in your own body as it slowly wastes away? Or losing your grip on reality? Well, it doesn't have to be that way. Now you...
Postman again. Just heard from the chaps in maintenance that this storm has caused the odd power surge. Some of your controls might be a bit dangerous. Now, I know you're tough and you can take the odd shot for the sake of a perfect news broadcast, but too many in quick succession can stop the old ticker. I'm sure you'll make the right decisions. Boostman out.
Your stay, you'll pass on painlessly, surrounded by those you love, in comfort and luxury. Isn't that what we all deserve at the end of a life well lived? Our expert legal team will help you make all those difficult arrangements, and our after
Do anything for 1 year, Forsen.
your
Welcome back, dude. Join the batch.
dependents
Boom Blast, Swiss, Snaggerwitch, Surf Mass, Finger Out, Tomka Live, Hank GGGG, K Cordy, and Try Revenge. Welcome back.
Absolutely free.
Okay, what is this? Camera 1, I'm guessing. Go away!
Welcome to be joined by Prime Ministers Julia Salisbury and Peter Clement. Welcome to the National Nightly News, Prime Ministers.
Oh, please, it's just Julia and Peter.
We don't believe much.
Ah!
It doesn't seem very advanced.
We're delighted to be here.
I can ask how you feel about the graffiti that's been springing up across the capital. Should we be worried?
Oh, no, you definitely shouldn't be worried.
Well, not unless you've got a fatal paint allergy anyway.
But yes, it does seem that there are still some people we haven't been able to help.
You know, whingers mostly.
People who get to benefit from the many advantages of the new future.
And you know, Megan, as my old mum used to say, there are some pissants who just don't know how to be.
We're working hard to reach these people, find out what they're angry about and how we can help. The door to my government is always open.
Someone's dripping on them.
But we didn't come here to talk about what may yet turn out to be some alternative arts project.
Which we no doubt will have funded.
When we want to talk to the nation about something far more exciting.
Yes, your office briefed us that you have an announcement to make, but they were being surprisingly secretive about it.
Let me ask you a question, Meg.
Oh, okay, it's not usually how it works, but...
What scares you? I mean, really scares you?
It's death, Pet. She's talking about death.
We're all afraid of our deaths. It's part of being human.
Sorry, are you saying that Advance have cured death?
That'll be a vote winner. Yeah, that's definitely a drop there.
But while we may not have cured death, we hope we found a way to make it much less scary.
And much less painful and much less expensive. Look, which is me close-up camera.
Oh, sorry, it's camera 4 right now.
When I was 13, my mum came and got me from school. We had to go to the hospital. My granddad, he'd collapsed that morning, so we'd all to say our goodbyes. And I went in to see him. He were all frail and pale. I was scared because I'd only seen him the week before, and he'd been fit as fiddle. And he said to me, Peter, he said, it's the right time. I don't ever want to be a burden to the people I love.
Was that the last time you saw him?
Nope. 3 days later, we were back home.
Ah.
He lived with us for 9 miserable years after that. He had to be fed with a rubber spoon. He had a commode, so he'd just take a shit right there in the lounge while we were watching football. He wouldn't even wait till half time.
That sounds...
Oh, it was awful. It was awful for us. And this is the point. It were awful for him. He could see it was destroying me, man, watching him slowly fade away. And he wouldn't beg her to turn off his breathing equipment at night, but she couldn't. Or she wouldn't. It were a crime, you see. And she didn't want to lose the children, as well as her old man.
No family should have to suffer like Peter's did. And now no family will have to. The health service is today opening the first of 300 new transition centres.
The transition centres will handle everything for your last days. The legal, financial, medical and emotional costs are all catered for and paid for by the government. So even the poorest citizen gets to pass on with dignity when they choose.
And that choice is important. This is a service only for people who choose it. People who feel they run their course, don't want to burden themselves or their families with a slow, long, humiliating decline into an
Microphone package just giving me
the electric dog!
Are you okay?
I don't know. I think it from my asshole!
Are we still on the air, Peter?
Yes, sorry, my apologies. Oh.
Are you not worried that this new system might be open to abuse?
In what way?
Sorry, I've got a shot to get. Can I get a little bit of help here, please?
That the older generation might feel somewhat...
Jesus, I knows your face, fucker! That one was massive! Right, no, this bastard's coming off!
Sorry. That the older generation might feel somewhat coerced.
Coerced into spending their final days eating gourmet food and drinking fine wine and luxury spas and gardens.
Look, I am perfectly capable. Oh, fuck my grandmother with a rusty twat by
Prime Minister, please watch your language.
Go get yourself sorted out.
Right.
We're launching a government information film tonight. It should tell your viewers everything they need to know.
You really do move at a breathless pace. It's hard to believe you've yet to be in office a year.
Oh, Megan. We're only getting started.
And on that note, thank you both so much for being here. Jeremy.
Yes, that's all we have time for tonight. Thank yous go out to our guests. Congratulations to all the winners at the Sports Board Final. And we'll see you tomorrow night at the same time.
I like to
My
make
name's
it
Jeremy
hard for
Donaldson.
myself.
If you can, have a peaceful night.
And we're out. Good job, everybody.
So they just...
It seems so.
I don't suppose there's any way this could be a good thing.
It's my nephew, so we transitioned the moment I saw the leak.
What? Alright, we beat it. To be continued, early access. Best ending, Pog. Best motherfucking ending. Try Revenge and Neo Thable. Raccoon, Saurus, Fadox HD, Predator, V69, 3 years as Forsen Kick. Thank you, dude. Joey Diamond E. Legendary Knee Guards, Cinders 89, Boxer U, Riddy, Moj, Goge, and Lana Frog. Thanks for the subs and the resubs. Of course. Alright. I don't know what the fuck the reading part of the game had to do with the other part of the game at all, really. It was kinda unrelated, I felt like, but yeah. I guess they didn't have enough actual content, so they had to fill it up with other shit, right? But I thought it was a creative case. Yeah, not bad.
Good evening. You know who we are.
Who?
You've seen our symbols on your walls. We are the Resistance, and it's time you knew the truth.
What do you mean I can't say that?
Advance is lying to you.
How can we help you if we don't know who you are?
More than all of this, he was my laughter, my confidant, my friend.
The elderly are not a burden.
So, Mum's made the decision to unburden us, and now we have the chance to start a family.
Membership card is an ID card, no matter what they tell you.
We are getting reports of... oh God, millions of deaths across the continent.
Your family deserve a nutritious life.
Understand this. There is something wrong with the food.
No more! I've had enough of this shit!
We are not afraid.
Hi, I'm Dan.
Harry.
I'm Andy.
Lame.
I'm Jay.
Really old. And I'm Alex.
Unbelievable twat. Thank you so much for playing our game in early access. It's only through your amazing support that we can tell the awesome story that we have.
If you've enjoyed it,
and we really hope you have,
then please tell people about it.
or maybe leave us a review on our Steam page, or come and talk to us in the discussions.
It really.
Good shit, but we're done. We're done with that. Good shite. Good shite. All right, next game. Next game. Game.